What's up guys, welcome back TCG Metagame Breakdown for end of May 2020. So again, TCG, the format is still evolving and I believe everyone already has seen the winner from past weekend from the Luxury Championship Series, the third one. Sky Strikers from all expectations won it, right? And the list has already been out for pretty much like a whole day. But I mean, let's take a look, a couple of tournament results, a couple of tournaments from past weekend and past week. Let's take a look again, the big decks, Emancipator, Eldritch, all have evolved, new techs are popping up. Let's take a look. The first one, we have the Luxury Championship Series, you know, the third one. This is the whole metagame breakdown, so they had a little over 300 players, that's big, especially for an online tournament. And, well, no surprises, right, for the representation of both Emancipator and Eldritch. And then, of course, a lot of older decks. So, as I mentioned before, Ryan Yu won with Sky Strikers. I saw a couple of matches and they were superb, actually, like, fantastic play. Fantastic plays on his part, but Sky Strikers against all expectations did really well, and even with 0 engage the deck is still doing a lot. Helki Fibrex is of course a very important card here in the deck, basically for every deck. It's really warping the format. It would be mind-boggling that Helki Fibrex would survive like an upcoming ban list, but anyway, so Sky Strikers, a lot of hand traps. We see the Rose obviously in the main deck, but again a lot of hand traps with Failure, Nibiru, Blossom, Impermanence as well, and the new one, the Winter Chill, I believe the name is, pretty much an effect failure, but again has the ability to activate it during your own turn as well. Important card, very strong card. But the Triple Galaxy, I mean, this live profile is up on YouTube, so again, feel free to check it out. But all the sources, by the way, are also in the video description. But Konami gave them back one Widow Anger, and you know how it goes. Maybe Sky Strikers getting support back off of the list, maybe a third Widow Anger, but maybe with this, probably not. Then again, these are online results, and not really sure how they are going to, you know, take these in consideration. But yeah, Floodgate galore as well in the extra deck, but props to Ryan, solid player by the way. Second list we have Eldritch going, well, Eldritch, that's it, right? The Eldritch lists are pretty set, I guess, maybe a hand trap more here and there, but the Synchron engine is of course the big cluster. I'm not going to pronounce that, but I mean, it's no way that next list, not sure or when we are going to get it, if it's going to survive. And I'm looking at Chat Synchron, the Helki Fibrex engine, and so on. So second place Eldritch, third place, I believe both of them are from the same team, should be. Herman Hansen, that should be a familiar name, right, for us European players, maybe for the world, from all over the world. Eldritch as well, top 4. Solid player, by the way, also went to Worlds, as you know. And finally an Emancipator list, and the thing is with these Emancipators is that they're also evolving, but they are dropping like more rock monsters that are being able to special summon from the deck, you know, when they're excavated, revealed, pretty much like the Quakimeru Guardian, the Doki Doki indeed, and maybe the Tackle Crusader, and that's basically it, like maybe 8 or 9 targets, maybe 10 targets, but that's basically it. So that's quite dangerous, but still it definitely works out, right? So Tristan, also from Europe, ending up top 4. Top 8, another European player, Jack Verma, with Dinosaurs, and this caught me by surprise, main decking the Cockle-Doodle-Doo. It's basically the same purpose as the Strudo, giving yourself a tuner on the field basically for free, and you know how strong Helki Fibrex is into the Aurora Dawn, the Mega Phantom Beast Link, and well, you know the scenario from there. He's also basically playing the true King of All Calamities package with the Plant Synchro as well in the extra deck. You know, the double level 9 Synchro play. A cool one here, for like 45 cards and only one Jewel Beast, right? Orgosaurus, I believe the TCG name is. Interesting one. Let's move on, Subterrors. How long has that been? Subterrors, Floodgate galore again, but I don't think anything surprising. Book of Moon in the main deck, multiple Book of Moon that is. Snow Super Poly, okay, yeah, okay, cool one. Yeah, of course in a side deck I mean, but not in the main deck. Let's move along. Eldritch Zodiacs, not really a new hybrid. I mean, as I mentioned in the previous videos, there is always that one Zodiac player that manages to make it to the top 32, top 16. It was basically a top 32 cutoff, if I'm not mistaken. But Zodiacs, a cool one, right? And last but not least, we have Oliver Newton, Oliver from Europe as well, from the UK, if I'm not mistaken, right, UK national champion from a couple of years ago. I believe he ended up, was it second place after Swiss with Altergeist, but he lost in the top 32. So Altergeist and Subterrors popping up here in the tournament. Interesting one. But yeah, okay, Sky Striker's taking it also. Do we need the ban list? Ah man, yeah probably, but I mean Sky Strikers, it basically Burning Abyss 2.0. Let's move along. 2 PPG tournaments already here. The first one was from past week, midweek if I'm not mistaken. This is like the whole metagame breakdown, but let's take a look at the first place one. A little over 100 people this one, and finally, right? I mean, okay, Konami banned the level 5 Synchro from like World Chalice, but it's still a very strong deck. I mean, they got the Orchest one, Girsu, and you know, like multiple pluses off of that with their Link one as well. So interesting, this one first place, right? Keep an eye out for this. Next up, the quality is a little bit, could have been better, but that's how it was posted. Second place, but again, nothing too spectacular. Pretty much all the same lists, right? I mean, I'm talking about the Eldlish ones. Let's move along. This was an interesting one, and that brings me with generators, with I mean Modolches as well. But I like the Herald tech. It has the ability to negate Nibiru as well, so that's an interesting tech card, the Herald, I believe. But you need to send like a fairy from your hand to the graveyard, right? And well, yeah, for Modolches that's not that hard. But the small generated packages, I think very interesting, and I feel that it might be a bit too early, but I feel that somewhere in the future the generator package might get limited, but I mean, for now it seems that it's fine. I mean, generators on their own are not really doing anything, but the fact that their field spell is such a strong token generator and their boss is also a negator feels it, well, maybe in the future, who knows, right? Let's move along. Another top 4 list, we had Adam Emancipator from the same tournament, a little over 100 people, but again, no surprises here. Making the tuning, by the way, with the Crick Draw, yeah. Then last but not least, finally, the Pirates. Has been a while, but looking forward to more support for this archetype. Who knows, it's very, I mean, it's a cool archetype, but lacks probably some power plays. Helge Firebrex helps out, right? But yeah, cool one, who knows. Next up, we have another PPG tournament from past weekends, if I'm not mistaken. This is the top 8 breakdown. Solid did good here in, well, the top 8 at least. It managed to take its highest place being the second place, because the first place, again, Elfish, pretty much the same list, maybe some hand traps different here and there, but again, yeah, double Elfish, their boss seems to be a standard now, right? Only 2 in the main deck. Let's move along to the second place, and this is an interesting one. Salmon grades, but with a format skipper, you know, from the OCG a couple of like months ago. We've seen it popping up, but they do have double 1-for-1. We don't, and 1-for-1 is just a hand trap bait, so I'm not a huge fan of that. But triple format skipper to immediately get out your Failings play, your Link 1 play, and obviously to search out your Exceed Universe, so, or Exceed Dragon, Parallel Exceed, that was the name I was looking for. Very strong play for Salads. Interesting to see how this deck is going to develop as well. And something that I forgot is the access code talker. I mean, as what Ryan Yu mentioned in his profile, is the power of access code talker. And for his list, like Helki Fibrex, Veiler, the Selene Link instantly opens up the play to go for access code talker. Anyway, so top 4, another Adam Emancipator list. He's running the small YgoPro engine still. Again, 4th place, and this is an interesting one, Karakuris. Cool one in Eldlish, but I mean, it's still due to Helki Fibrex and of course the Mega Phantom Beast Link. You know that it's like a 1-card multiple Karakuri summon, and of course ending up your field if you want for your yeah, your true king of all calamities, right? Still a powerful boss monster. Might end up on the ban list, or is that a bit too soon? But interesting, might try this one out again, the Karakuris. Let's move along. We see Burn, Stun, well, Stun basically. Let's quickly move along. Not a huge fan of that Mystic Mine. Mystic Mine, I mean, ban list, yes or no. Salads, again, very similar to the list we've seen before. Also, making the format skipper might be like a pretty much a staple now, semi-staple for Salads these days, to immediately search out your Exceed, right? Your dragon. No, it's not really a dragon, but you know what I mean. Instantly a rank 4 Exceed play ready. Bagushka or Dweller. Let's move along, another Eldritch list, and again main decking or attacking a small generator package, and this is what I was talking about previously. Free tokens might be dangerous in the future depending on which new cards or which new support we might get. Probably not as a pure generator deck, but as a splashable engine. Keep an eye out for the generator package. Last but not least, another top 8 list, well, Eldritch, 43 cards in the main deck, but pretty much the same, almost the same as we've seen before. Maybe some differences in the extra deck, like Hyper Librarian, Formula Synchron, yes, no, those are pretty much like the small differences nowadays. Let's move along. The last tournament, the French tournament, right, if I'm not mistaken. First place here, we have Invoked. Invoked Eldritch, it has been a while. Did well last week, as we have seen in the Metagame Breakdown, but it kind of faded away past, or at least, yeah, this weekend. Let's move along. We see Salads as well. Again, very similar to the list we've seen before, of course. Top 8, Mermails, a little bit, I've expected personally, well, personally I expected more from Mermails Atlanteans. Especially with the Diva support, but I mean, they got a Dragoon's Searcher, but the deck falls apart for hand traps against Nibiru, right? And other decks, well, of course, if it's going second, it needs to battle it out against those Floodgate cards, Floodgate monsters. That hurts the deck. More, we see Exodius popping up here in this particular list. Interesting one. And last but not least, another, well, Synchro, Hybrid, Link, Spam deck featuring the Helgi Fiber X. So, okay. Yeah, I believe the Sky Strikers, who would have expected that one? An interesting win for Ryan Yu here for past weekend, so we might see like more Sky Strikers popping up. Do we need a ban list? I'm going to ask you guys. I mean, yeah, obviously, but Sky Strikers really from all decks. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.